Yo, Winning Shot family, man, what's going on? It's your man Herbie J, back in the building, back with another episode on the Winning Shot podcast. I got Hundo with me, I got Collin with me. We're here for another week. This is the 17th of February, 2025. We just recently got over Valentine's Day, so happy belated Valentine's Day to all who did celebrate. Fellas, how y'all doing? Did y'all do anything for this Valentine's Day weekend? And just tell me, man, about something about your mother. Let's talk about your mother. Hopefully you love your mothers. I know that y'all do because I know y'all. So tell me something, man, that y'all love about your mothers, and that hopefully y'all did till Happy Valentine's Day this past weekend. Let's start with that.
Weekend was
Or
good.
everybody speak at once. Goodness gracious.
Weekend was good. Mom Dukes is good. One thing that I love about my mom, let's see. She is a caring mother. She's kind and loving. Shout out to Mom Dukes.
That boy gave every characteristic known for a mother.
Go to your local Google search and you'll find the exact answer.
Thanks.
Yeah, my weekend was good. Just chill. Man, I love Mama Dukes. One thing about her I can say is that she's very unique. She's always been herself ever since I know her, and
Yeah.
she continues to be an inspiration for me and the rest of my family.
For sure, man. I love that. I love that, man. Listen, weekend was great, man. Me and the fiance secured a wedding venue, so and a date. So that was phenomenal. Led to a wonderful Valentine's Day weekend for me. Gave my mother some flowers as well. She was like, "I didn't think I was gonna get no flowers." I said, "Girl, come on now. You was number one before I got the fiance. I know she about to be number one, but she was always number one for the majority of my life." Man, one thing I'll say about my mama for sure, she gonna keep it a stack with me at all times, and she gonna let me know exactly how she feel. Boy, she ain't gonna mix no words. She gonna be like, "Listen, this is how it is. This is what I'm thinking, and that's what it's gonna be." And I just be like, "Okay, you got it, mama, for sure." But I really respect that about her because, it helps me to make sure I'm always on my P's and Q's, for one. And then for two, it brings it to me in a way I'm like, dang, I got to make sure I'm making sure I stay on my stuff because I know she gonna get me right for sure. She gonna never have me out here looking crazy for it. That's another thing. She always gonna make sure I'm straight, make sure I'm good, but she gonna let me know about myself for sure at the same time. So that's what I say about my mother. So love you, mama. I appreciate you. I'm gonna send you this clip whenever we put it out. Fellas, also in this past weekend, we had a All-Star game of the NBA, the NBA All-Star weekend, excuse me, the weekend experience, which includes the Rising Stars Challenge, dunk contest. Did they have a three-point contest this year? I don't even know. Oh, I didn't watch none of it. And then the All-Star game itself happened on yesterday. And this leads me to my rant, actually for the week. So I'm glad I was able to get this spotlight here. Man, we got to do better as the community of sports for the NBA and the NFL with these All-Star games. The All-Star game used to mean something. It really used to mean something back when I was growing up. It really was an honor to be selected as an NFL Pro Bowler or be selected as an NBA All-Star, even as a rising star, because it meant that you were up and coming in the league. It meant that you were doing something well. And it meant that your peers also thought that you were somewhat of a star in the making as a young kid, or you'd already made it and were a star if you got selected to the varsity, to the main NBA roster, not the upcoming roster, right? Nowadays, and I could be speaking just for me, but I have a feeling, based upon what I've seen, a lot of people agree with this sentiment. These All-Star games just don't mean as much anymore. They don't mean as much anymore. Any and everybody gets selected. The value is not there. People don't care. People don't really watch it. People don't respect it. I mean, the stars still come out, but nobody takes it seriously anymore. And I can tell you why, and I can give you examples of how I know that this is to be the case. They've had to change the format several times, not only for the NFL, but also for the NBA, of their All-Star weekends and all their All-Star game formats. I'll tell you why. Because people were not caring about it, the old formats. Why? Because the games were watered down. No one was really hooping for real. No one was really on the field for real. No one was really caring at that point, right? I'll take you back to the NFL. Recently, we've had to change from them wearing full uniforms and wearing their respective conference colors to them wearing now nothing but flag football apparel. No helmets are worn, no shoulder pads are worn. They only wear cleats. I said, what am I watching? Are we watching the national flag football team? Is this and this I know it was a joke because at one point the national flag football team was talking crazy to the NFL players, saying that they couldn't compete with them, and I'm like, this shouldn't even be a conversation. But because there is no respect in this All Star or Pro Bowl format, you got people who should not be talking to you crazy, talking to you crazy, and not respecting your craft as a grown man. And as a grown man in the NFL, it should infuriate you that someone who has not put pads on can talk to you and think that they can do what you can do. As an NBA player, it should infuriate you that you got people who come from the G League and win dunk contests 3 years in a row. What kind of pride do you have as an NBA player that y'all can't even put on a show for the fans? The NBA All-Star game used to mean something. Kobe will go out there and legit try to guard LeBron. No more. Those days are past. Everybody's buddy. You got too many handshakes, too much dapping up going on. What happened to the game that I love? What happened to the competitiveness, guys? This is supposed to be the time we got the best athletes on the best athletes. It should be nothing but straight one-on-ones all night. Everybody, you can call your ISO or whoever you want to call your ISO on, and it really means something. And I think that money plays a part into it on both parts. Maybe we should put more money up. Maybe we should do other things. Maybe we should, make this more of a challenge for y'all. Maybe, what's the criteria on being selected? You know what I'm saying? How many should you be averaging a certain amount of points? Drake made the NFL Pro Bowl roster. Drake made the NFL Pro Bowl roster. What happened to the game that I love? I'm gonna write some more about this, and we're gonna have some more open debate, man. I'm done with this rant for now, but we gotta do better. We gotta do better. We gotta put some respect back on the game. It's just not fun anymore. I have no interest in watching anything NBA All-Star related. No interest in watching anything NFL Pro Bowl related. It's a joke. It's a joke. Fellas, man, how y'all feel about the NBA All-Star weekend and even the NFL Pro Bowl, man? Tell me how y'all feel. And I know we had some discussion off camera. Like, is it worth the time? Is it worth the effort? Like, do y'all keep up with it? Is it just a me thing? Was that rant just for me? It could have been. And if I'm standing by myself, I'm going to stand 10 toes on it because I hate it. I hate it. Capital HATE. I hate it. Nobody be hooping. LeBron called out day of sick? Are we kidding? What's going on here, man? Man, y'all talk to me.
Shoot. I guess I'll go first, man. I don't know how to follow that up, but I definitely agree with you, man. I think I've been feeling this way about the Pro Bowl for a while. But it's only really recently I was feeling this way about the All-Star game. I really didn't watch it last night. Didn't think it was like, obviously I knew Steph was probably going to get an MVP, but the whole weekend as a whole just seemed like it lost its value because it seemed like the players not really invested. And like, I think it's the litany of issues we'll probably talk about later, but I think really what it comes down to is, from the top down, I don't think we have the killers like that are willing to be like Kobe and take it seriously. And I think it's kind of emerging with the younger generation when you get players like Ja and even Victor. I think is one of those guys who will take it seriously. But I think when the OGs that you have now have done it so much that they don't really care, and I think it's kind of trickling down on the other players. in terms of your rant, I think you're spot on, especially with the slam dunk contest and the 3 point contest. Like that used to mean something, man. You would be going out there watching Blake Griffin, Zach Levine, Aaron Gordon, and it actually meant you could see those players actually were creative and they actually wanted to win. Now it just seems like the Mac McClung Award, and like while it's good, you don't see Mac McClung during the year, so it's like this guy's in the G League, winning.
Exactly.
And we know we have better dunkers in the league. So it's just kind of like an array of issues I think they're trying to solve. And I know we talked about money, but the reality is like these players are making so much money per day now, with endorsement deals and contracts. It's just kind of hard to incentivize players with money. And even with on top of the money, players got so many like their own brand now with social media. So, people are busy vlogging and doing their own thing. I don't think they take this as seriously. So I don't know, man. It's a hard fix, but definitely I'm eager to talk about it with
Yeah, I'm with you, John. As far as not liking it, but I think the bigger question is trying to figure out the proper solution for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, whether it is money or whether it is a different format. I definitely don't like this 40-point format that they had for the NBA All-Star game, bro. Like that jump was trash, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, and then you got the Rising Stars playing on Sunday night. Like, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Telling you.
But yeah, they got to figure out a way to. It was more competitive, I will say. The game was competitive, but playing the 40, it just wasn't enough basketball going on for me. Like you want to see the best versus the best,
Yep.
you gotta allow that to happen. Not playing the 40 points when the,
Exactly.
the league is ran off 3 pointers. Everybody coming down shooting threes, bro.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Um, as far as the Pro Bowl, um,
It's
yeah,
something.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Drake May making the Pro Bowl is crazy. They have the fourth pick. The Patriots have the fourth pick.
They had the fourth pick last
You
year.
allowed their quarterback to be in the Pro Bowl. Yeah, that's crazy right there. And like you said, they're playing flag football. You got the reason that Drake May made the Pro Bowl was because other quarterbacks decided not to show up. Lamar and Josh Allen both decided they wasn't gonna show up. So
Because
who
it
makes
means
the Pro
nothing to them.
Bowl? Russell Wilson and Drake May.
It got to mean something, man. Like I said, it used to mean something. I have no
Yeah,
reason to pull up to play flag football. I don't even blame Lamar or Josh for not pulling up. I'm not pulling up to put flags around my waist. I'm a grown man.
yeah.
Josh is with an MVP. You think about to pull up and put a flag around my waist and go smile and wave at the camera, man? No. I can take my family to Disney another time with my MVP money. This is crazy. It just don't make no sense to me, bro. Like, and they want people to like be into the game for what? What enjoyment do I get out of watching grown niggas throw dodgeballs around?
Hey,
Please
nah.
enlighten
Hey,
me.
the format of the Pro Bowl stuff was crazy too because they had these like side games going on, bro.
Exactly.
Like what
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 are we doing, bro?
what are we doing, bro? Like, why is this factoring into the score of the actual Pro Bowl game itself?
It don't make no sense, bro. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. And I guess my thing was, especially and we've talked about this too. We talked about this offline, but seeing what Unrivaled has done this year, and this is going back to basketball, seeing what they've done as a league, and then seeing what they did with their tournament, seeing what they did with the 101, seeing what they did with all of that. It's like they're making the game fun. Like that's fun to watch. That's good hoops. You know what I'm saying? And like the NFL, I'm like, y'all do y'all take pride in y'all sport anymore after the playoffs is over? Like, hey, what's the purpose? Y'all might just cancel the game. Like, it's really no point. It literally is no point. If you, as long as you make the All Pro team, you might as well just go home at the end of the season. Pack your locker up and go home. The Pro Bowl means nothing. It literally is just for what? Take your family on vacation. Literally, it's just a paid vacation, and it's just like nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore. Like, no, this should not be on TV. This shouldn't be like an actual event that's promoted each and every year. Nobody needs to vote for this stuff because it doesn't mean anything. Like it literally means nothing. You when you see somebody's resume and it's like, oh, 10-time Pro Bowler 10 years from now, you're gonna be like, nigga, you played dodgeball for 10 years. Wow. What did you do? Like, it doesn't mean anything. When Ray Lewis's resume shows up and it's like 8, 9, 10-time Pro Bowler, it's like, wow, you had helmet and shoulder pad on. You were really like going out there and hitting somebody. Like, this meant something to you. It meant something to you to play for your conference. You wanted to win for your conference. You know what I'm saying? Like, people had pride in their name on the back of their jersey and on their conference chest. Now it's just like,
the thing is though, John, like I think the league has changed though, because I feel like back in the day, your clout as a player was built on your ability to hit and like how hard you were able to hit. Because we know like infamously like Brian Dawkins with the Eagles, like you got Sean Taylor. We all remember that Pro Bowl hit.
yeah.
Ray Lewis, James Harrison. But I feel like even with y'all was saying about those side and mini games, I feel like it's Roger Goodell's idea of like incorporate more of like women and kids into the idea of joining football, right, and joining like the sport as a whole, and they kind of want to get away from that image of post the CTE era when people were talking about head injuries and stuff like that. You see it like with the Guardian caps. Like I feel like they're trying to make it a more global game, not just in terms of like the geography, but also too in terms of the demographics, in terms of who watches. And I feel like they're trying to make it more nice, for lack of better words. And I don't think that we'll ever get that kind of hard hitting Pro Bowl ever again, just because how Roger wants to imagine a league.
Nigga, that's what powder puff is for. Thanks, Roger. Like, bro, like, and I know you don't mean no harm by this, but Roger Goodell, this is a grown man sport. And it always has been a grown man sport, bro. Like, we got to get away from this soft era, bro. We got to get away from it. This ain't, ooh, what kind of society we building up here? Because any other time, bro, it's like, bro, go hit somebody. Now it's just like, oh no, this is just football. Like, we're gonna play, run around and jog. Like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm so confused.
I feel like that same sentiment though we've been saying about the regular season. How like some of these hits are getting cold targeting, and like how even with the roughing the passer with Patrick Mahomes and like other quarterbacks, it's like, okay, he just looked like he was making a hit. I just
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that either. The league is getting soft. It's crazy. The league is getting soft, and it's sad. It's sad. Like, do I think we should have more things in place to keep players safe? Yes, I'm in agreement with that. But once again, this is a grown man sport, bro. We play this game, or them men play that game because I don't play that game anymore. They play that game. They get paid millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. I'm not watching. They're gonna lose a lot of viewership, and people gonna start losing money because nobody wants to see flag football, bro. That's not what people want to see. People watch the game for the hard hits. People watch the game to see people get embarrassed. That's why people watch the game. People, and this is what takes me out about society. We talk about, we care about this and care about that, but y'all watch these games to watch the best athletes in the world do their job, whether it be on the basketball court or on the football field. You want to see somebody, they want to see Saquon run over somebody. They want to see him jump and hurdle somebody. They want to see Derrick Henry run over somebody. These are things that they want to see, but they also in the same breath are trying to tell me to put on a Guardian cap. Put on flags around my waist. Don't hit the quarterback. They're telling me to do these same things, but then they're also telling me go make a play. Sometimes the two of these are not synonymous. Same thing with basketball. We calling all these fouls, saying, oh, y'all playing too rough. These are grown men and women. These are not children, bro. These are not little kids, bro. How you telling a grown man, a grown woman, they playing too rough? Don't talk on the court. Don't talk on the field. Keep it respectful. These are grown men and women making millions of dollars. If you can't take a little trash talk at 36, you shouldn't be on the field, bro. Go home, Roger. Are we kidding? Watch your mouth. Nigga, I'm 36. I mean, I got 6 kids at the crib. Tell me to watch my mouth? Are you kidding?
Hey, them refs, grown men and grown women too, man. They got
And that's the
feelings
problem.
too.
And that's the problem. How we policing these?
You ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way.
How we policing these people, bro? Like this? I'm sorry. I get passionate about this stuff, bro, because it's upsetting to me, bro. Like it takes away from the game. I hate watching basketball or football. We got these soft flags, soft penalties, soft foul calls, soft texts, because somebody want to run their mouth, because somebody hit somebody too hard, because somebody did the wrong thing.
Somebody celebrated,
bro.
It stood over somebody.
A nigga can't be happy I made a play. Am I a robot? What are we doing, man? That's what I'm saying, bro. The games that I loved growing up, it's not the same no more. And people want to see it. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy about it. People want to see this stuff. How you gonna tell a nigga he can't gritty? Don't gritty too much.
You dance too much after you score.
Act like you've been before. Nigga, maybe I have it. Maybe this is my first touchdown. Maybe I never scored on this nigga. He my op. Maybe I never threw it. Maybe I never caught a jump ball on him before. My first time. I'm hyped.
Nah, you on to something, John. Because I feel like some of the players are like, okay, Roger, you let Kendrick come in and diss Drake, but we can't even come in and we can't even.
On, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we putting so much line on this, bro? Like, come on. Like, we gotta stop censoring this stuff, bro. We live in this world where everything got to be censored in a certain kind of way. In these sports, it shouldn't be the case, bro. If I made a play on you, I should be able to talk crazy and not get a flag for it.
I'm gonna let you know about it,
bro. I should be able to let you know, nigga. I just crossed you up and left you on the ground, and I'm gonna talk crazy you up and down the court while I'm doing it again, and I shouldn't get a tech for that. You're a grown man, bro. You laced up your shoes, put on your jersey, came out your house, nigga. Are you kidding me?
But see, this is the thing though. Like I was saying before, it's all about like the optics and image. Like the three of us understand that, but I think what Roger's trying to tap into is kind of like early 2000s when David Stern implemented that dress code for players that came in with the baggy jeans and stuff like that. He wanted them to come in on suits and ties because like he didn't want the NBA to be looked at as like a league of thugs, right? And I think in the same way, like Roger's trying to uphold this image to make sure that when people look at the NFL, they're seeing clean cut guys that don't act up or cause any drama because they're not concerned about, the three of us. They know we're going to watch the league regardless, but they're concerned about the people like the middle-aged mama that, doesn't usually watch the NFL. How can we attract her or the little kid? Like they're trying to portray this image, which is why I don't think we're going to get the league is never going to get more violent. It's only going to get nicer and nicer, and it's going to get softer and softer because of who they're trying to reach.
You went and got Ramonte from out of Broward County, Florida. Brought him to college. Drafted him into the NFL. He never had nothing his entire life. And now you telling him, nigga, get in line?
Yep. That's exactly what they're doing.
Bro, I tell you, bro, this junk is getting so soft. When I saw them finding niggas for not wearing the right kind of cleats, they're cleats, bro. Are we serious? Because they're not in team compliance with the team color? Niggas getting fined for this? And these are little fines, bro. Like, we talking $25,000 because you decided to wear a different color cleat. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, guys? Like, not only can I not talk on the field, I can't even express myself by wearing a different pair of cleats. Nigga can't even get some custom cleats from Nike. What are we talking about here, bro? Like, that for me is something that I just don't understand. Like, some of the stuff that I'm seeing and hearing, it doesn't make sense. My cleats literally are not changing anything. Like I'm putting some kind of speed boost in my cleats. Bro, they're just a different color. They're literally just purple. That's it. Like, niggas, I got paid $25,000 because I wore purple cleats on the field. Because I wore an extra armband that wasn't team compliance. Bro, we gotta stop it, bro. We gotta stop it. Stuff getting too weird for me, bro. It really is. It really is getting too weird. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I just it's not making any sense because in one breath, like I said, sometimes we're trying to embrace change, and then at other points it's like, whoa, you guys are doing too much. Don't do too much, and it's like this is where we live in. It's literally where we live in, and so it's like NBA, NFL alike, because NBA players are doing the same way. I mean, Michael Jordan, all that time ago was getting fined because his color of his doggone shoes wasn't in team compliance, and it's just like, what are we doing? Like, nigga, their shoes. Like, I don't know. Certain stuff to me just don't make sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. If these kids, if they were like 6, cool. I see you having more policing over them. These are grown men and women who you're paying millions of dollars to. So I guess is maybe that's what they're trying to say, because I'm paying you so much money, you gotta do what I say, which is a crazy statement to make. To me, because you're not telling. See, they want to put me on them. They want to put me out there. You're not telling everybody to do that. You're not telling everybody to do that. Everybody don't have to follow these same rules in life. But when it comes to these athletes, they gotta live in a certain mold, do a certain thing, uphold a certain image. And it's like, how am I really setting a bad example for kids?
Nah, go ahead and say it. It's February.
How am I
You be
really
on.
setting a bad example for kids? And this is Black History Month, so we gotta talk about it. Am I really setting a bad example for kids? For real? Because at the end of the day, I gotta be authentic to myself. You feel me? Like, I should be able to flash my chain if I want to. I should be able to do what makes me who I am, because that's how I got here. You feel me? Like, a lot of these kids get these places because they're authentic to who they are. They don't change up their narrative. Lamar Jackson is not Lamar Jackson if he has to be a white quarterback. He's not. And we know this to be 100% true. They want you to change positions because why? The narrative was that, yeah, a black man that can run should not be able to also play quarterback. That's the narrative. Even we've had black quarterbacks. Cam was just in the league, not Trump, and Cam was still in the league when Lamar got there. So it's still crazy to me that we had that whole draft with Sam Darnold, who was the stereotypical white quarterback, Baker Mayfield, stereotypical white quarterback, drop back. You know, these guys are going to make it in the league. That's what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? And because I run, because I'm not looking the part, now I have to change my whole position. Now I got to start acting a certain type of way. And even once you get there, it's like, whoa. You can't hang out with certain people while you're in this position. You can't do certain things because everybody's looking at you in this certain light because you got to uphold this quarterback image. And it's like, bro, throw out these narratives, bro. Throw out these narratives, bro. Like, the world, we have white quarterbacks now. Cooper DeJean is in the league. I mean, clearly stuff is changing. So we have to change, man, with society. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talked about the image and the audience that we're trying to cater to. The majority of these leagues, NBA and NFL, are majority black. If we're not trying to cater to black people and do black things, I don't know what we're doing. And I know some people may have an issue with it, but it's Black History Month. So I'm gonna tell y'all about it right now. I am give y'all a Black History lesson in the past 2 episodes. Tonight y'all gonna get one. Dog it for me. Tonight y'all gonna get it for me. This is the culture. This is it. People, and this is the thing, bro. Anything else y'all want to add on to? Anything else y'all want to listen to the music? Y'all want to follow the dances? I mean, in our culture, when we play sports, we talk. And we all know this, y'all. I mean, no matter from Little League all the way up. Now these kids talking crazy in Little League. Pop Warner, and AU, they're talking crazy on the court. I didn't see it with my own eyes. I'm like, oh, he's 7 saying that? Let me get my kids ready early. I mean, this is so when it's like, oh, we have to, put forth a good role model image. I'm like, these kids are already doing this, and I'm a grown man. So who are you to police me and tell me I can't talk? Tell me I can't put on my drip that makes me stand out. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel comfortable. Deion Sanders, look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. You play good, they pay good. I'm trying to get paid. So I gotta do all these things to make myself more marketable. If somebody gonna work with me, they're gonna work with me because of who I am. I don't know, man. I know I'm going off on a crazy tangent tonight, but stuff is just getting too soft for me. My name is Jonathan Carmichael, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk about the NFL and the NBA becoming soft. Now hold on, because we got to talk about this too. When it was about that Olympics, y'all wanted everybody to be handle business. Y'all didn't care about none of that stuff. Y'all just wanted to go out there and hoop, destroy on behalf of the United States of America.
Patriotism.
Right. But now that we're back in the States, we getting these calls. We can't say too much. When I'm fighting for your country, it's no limits, huh? Interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna take a little break, fellas. Y'all go ahead, man. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to hog up the episode.
And I don't even know what to say. I think it ain't even just today. I mean, we see this even like with Jesse Owens. Like, he went over and served the country, and then as soon as he got back to the country, treat him like shit. So I think it's just really like, obviously we know this is a racial issue. But honestly, I don't even think it's just race. I think
Yeah.
the the similarities what I see with the NBA and the NFL, and we can kind of speak to this on a later episode, is like this push to go global. Like in the NBA, we see that like, the international stars, you got Wemby, you got Shaq, you got Giannis, and all these players. Like back in the day, there were still international players, but like the international players were so few and far between. The emphasis was on the domestic matchups. Like East versus West meant something.
Yeah.
East versus West doesn't mean anything today because I mean, West, you talking about Serbia? Like, what are we talking about? Like, and I think even with the NFL, like they don't necessarily like promote the international players, but if you see the way the league is going with all these games in London, all these games in South America, you can see that Roger's so focused on going global that when we talk about the image, he doesn't want the image of the NFL to be this urban city black guy, as the face of the league. You want to have somebody that is appealing to a larger demographic internationally. And I feel like when we talk about sports internationally, they're more finesse sports. You don't get that hard hitting. You don't get, even with basketball, it's more of a finesse game. And I think that's part of the reason that it's getting softer, because I think in a lot of places in America, when you talk about Philly, when you talk about even some places in the like in the northeast, it's all defined with grit and toughness. Like that means something. As you go more global, that doesn't mean anything anymore. So I think that's like the larger narrative at play that a lot of people aren't talking about.
Yeah, that's a good point, Colin. The global impact of it all, um, especially like in the NFL too. Like you said, the games are in Germany, the games in London, the games in South America. Like one, you got to introduce them to the game of football. When they think of football, they think of soccer. So introducing them to American football, what do you want that to look like? So I think, like you said, that was a good point that you made with that. Um, and then with the basketball thing, I think Giannis had a good statement that he made, um, where he was like, "We should do the U.S. versus the world as the All Star game." Now, one might argue that it might not be enough world players to have a team, have a full team, but it's at least 8 to 10 where they can house a team.
Mm-hmm.
And we see with the Nike Hoop Summit, with the kids coming out of high school, when that US versus the world game happens, that's a good game. They put it on ESPN. The kids are playing hard. You might be able to replicate that with the NBA. There's a lot of international stars that's out there. You got Luca, you got Giannis, you got Shea, Cat, Jokic, Sengun, and put them up against the American national team, if you want to if you want to call it that, the USA team. Um, but I think that that could possibly be a solution. And I know John mentioned Unrivaled early on with the one-on-one tournament and things that they were doing. I just feel like the only thing with the NBA, like you said, Colin, is the money. Like they're getting paid so much money. How much do you make the one-on-one tournament? Because the one-on-one tournament has to be a significant amount of money to
Yeah.
entice the players to play. Like the thing with Unrivaled was they were getting what the winner got 200,000, and then
Yeah.
everybody on their team got 10,000. But when you look at WNBA contracts, the highest paid player is getting what 240,000. So that's a significant amount if you're talking about
Yeah.
$200,000 for them. When you look at NBA contracts, Jimmy Butler just signed a 2-year extension for 60 million a year. That's not even the highest paid player in the in the league.
Yeah.
So if they getting 60 million a year for me to go out there and play 1-on-1, yeah, I'm gonna need more than a meal. I don't know what that prize money is gonna look like to get me to play, but yeah, it's gonna have to be significant because I can go get $1 million from an endorsement.
I hear that, but it's like at the end of the day, bro, like as a grown man, it should be something rise up in you, like that you just want to win, right? Like we always had this conversation of who's the best player in the NBA. If we got the best on best in this one-on-one tournament, like this is your opportunity to prove that you the best. Forget the prize money. Yeah, that's dope. It's a great incentive for sure. But like my objective should be to beat the man in front of me.
Yeah, that sounds good, but when it's money on the line and
I
there's
yes, I
money to
agree
be
that yes,
made,
money talks. But like money plus the validation I just beat, let's just say Braun. If I beat Braun one on one, like I should be ranked. Like I should be high up on somebody's list of top 5 players, right? Like, and I'm just throwing it out there, right? But like, if I go out here and beat Victor Wembanyama, like, yeah, I just beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's 7'7", 7'6", whatever, however tall he is. Like, I just went out here and gave him buckets. Like, I'm like that, right? Like, it should be people should be able to have pride in what they do. Yes, it's a team sport. I get it. But at the end of the day, when you retire, they're not gonna be like, well, yeah, he played on a great team. Like, how are you as an individual? What did you individually do in your career? Were you on the all-time point scoring list? Like, what did you do? Like, what's your Hall of Fame resume? Hall of Fame has never looked at you and said, yeah, you played on a great team. We should push you in the Super Bowl just because of that. I'm sorry, push your Hall of Fame just because you played on a great team in the NFL or the NBA. They've always said how you individually performed. So in my mind, this may even add to your little legacy. You feel me? Like I should be up there because I was beating these players.
yeah, I'm with you, but I'm speaking more so to actually getting the players to play
But that's what
to
I'm
do.
saying. That's how I should get you to play. Like you should be wanting
Yeah,
to be one
yeah,
of the best
yeah.
in the league and say I can beat the best in the league.
I
One on
hear
one.
you, but people ain't gonna go out there and not get paid to go out there.
Right. And I'm not saying that there should not be a prize. I'm agreeing with you. There should definitely be a prize. And yeah, they should make a couple $1 million. Cool. But at the end of the day, you should also have an inherent as a man in the NBA to want to say, man, if I'm already on this All-Star list, let me show my best player out here as well. One on one. We should even do same team. Cause JB and JT should be wanting to say, all right, who's really better out of us, two of us?
Yeah.
Who's really the star on this team?
I don't know if you want to do that, brother. They still got the rest of the season to play.
But that's the other thing too. It's like, and you're gonna have that question like, oh, is Brian really playing for real? Like, I
Mhm.
know pride does get in the way with some people, but I think for a lot of these OGs, like they're cool, like with just letting the young niggas win, and it's like we're not gonna get that competitive spirit again. Like it's just a
Yeah.
whole change in the league. Like even with the NFL, bro, like I remember probably like 4 or 5 years ago, man, there was NFL players complaining about, the NBA's contracts because they were just getting paid so much. And like back when Sean Taylor was playing, like that Pro Bowl check meant something. Like that definitely was gonna feed your family. But like
Yeah.
now, man, you get people like Jamar Chase who's probably gonna make more money than some quarterbacks in the league. And I think it's just really speaks to like how the league is progressing with these new TV deals and stuff. like Hundo said, like that check really doesn't matter. And even the amount of money you put up, like, yeah, it's good money, but when a person like Jamar Chase getting like $1 million a day, it's like, all right, what are we doing here? Like, I'm not gonna risk injury over that.
That's real.
So
So I guess the next question is cancel it. Do we cancel it altogether? Because it clearly don't mean nothing. Once again, like what y'all just want to go get cardio? Like, is it what's the purpose? If the money don't matter and you're not getting enough in the NFL or the like, what's the purpose of it? Once again, you can take your kids to Disney anytime for the NFL. They having it in Orlando. Take kids to Disney. It's the offseason. They give you, if anything, give you more time. Take off that week and go take kids to Disney. Nigga, you ain't got to be out here doing this. NBA the same way. I got to jump in the middle of the season for what? To get a rest? I mean, just say I want a dead period in the NBA. Cancel that jump. What are we doing here? Because in my mind, once again, the issue is that to me, as much as you're talking about pushing these narratives of your league, you're hurting them. In my personal humble opinion, respectfully, Roger and whoever the NBA commissioner is, I don't even know who it is. It don't matter because your league is getting soft. So it's like this is not showing me that I should, if I'm coming in as someone who's new to the game or someone who's international, looking at this as like these supposed to be your best players. This is not your best representation of it. Like invite me to the NBA Finals or something. Like don't invite me to no All-Star weekend.
Well, they saw the best players in the world at the Olympics.
Correct. That meant something. Once again, that means something. Your All-Star weekend clearly don't mean nothing. So like cancel it. Cancel it.
okay, so what about this? Like now, y'all can cut this up if y'all want. But I don't necessarily know if we'll get back to the tackle football. But like, what if you move the Pro Bowl to a week after the Super Bowl, and you still have the 7-on-7, but the Super Bowl winning team has their 7 that they're going up against the rest of the league, and so the winner of the game, you can do like I don't know, like 5 million, 10 million for that, whatever 7 wins on either side. But it also, the incentive is for the next season. You know how the Super Bowl champ usually gets the home game? It's either going to be the winner either gets like the Super Bowl champ and gets the home game, or if they lose, then they have to play an away game. What do you think about it?
I like the idea, but on Hondo's point, I just want a Super Bowl, so I'm not gonna care.
Yeah, that's fair. I was
That's,
thinking about
that's the only thing. I'm not gonna care. Like I got a ring now, so I mean it is what it is. I got to go play on the road next year. That don't make no difference to me. Now, if it's something like draft order or something like that, if that's on the line, that could potentially matter for some people. But I don't know about like you said, that first game. I don't know if that necessarily gonna make too much of a difference.
it. Yeah, because only other way I'm thinking is like how I think his name like destroying how he does
Yeah,
those like one-on-one
the
matchups.
one on ones.
Yeah, you do like 5 million. It's like Jamar Chase versus Pat, and 50,000 if Pat doesn't get. You do it like 3 times. If Pat, if Jamar gets no catches, then Pat gets the 50. Otherwise, Jamar gets the 50. And I
Yeah.
think that those one-on-one matchups
Yeah.
would definitely be interesting to watch. I just don't know if it's sustainable over time. Because like after I see a couple, I'm good. Like, and I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, dang, do we just cancel the games, bro? Like, people don't care. It's clear. It's clear like, that jump really is a joke, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Like,
I think for the NBA, I think it would be tough to cancel the whole thing. Um, just because, like to counter Colin's earlier point about the OG is maybe not caring and letting the younger players win. With the way that the All-Star game was set up this year, the OGs played the Rising Stars that first game, and Dame after the game he was like, "Yeah, we didn't want them to. You don't want to be the team that lose to the Rising Stars team. Like them boys not really all stars, so like them boys turned it up a notch and ended up winning the game. So like I think from that perspective, I don't think that they would cancel it in that sense. And then you got the slam dunk contest. Like that's a pretty monumental event in the grand scheme of things. Like people want to see a slam dunk champion, and you saw players tweeting about it afterwards. Josh saying, "Oh, I might have to come out and dunk." Zach Levine, Aaron Gordon, what's up? So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think they should cancel it though.
I've heard Cap before.
Yeah, we definitely have. We definitely have.
I remember LeBron said he was gonna be in the dunk contest one year.
Never saw it.
I mean, like I said, my whole thing is, bro, like if you got John in it, cool. We got Matt McClung in it. Like I saw a graphic that said Matt McClung has made more money in these 3 years of dunk contest winnings than he's made in his career. And it's just like Collin said earlier, bro, like we got this kid who keeps winning. And honestly, I forgot the buddy was even like an NBA player. And he's not. He's in the G League. So I mean, like he's NBA, but like he like JV. Like it's like the JV kid coming up to like the warm-ups every like and like it just doesn't like do anything for you. Like, wow, you can dunk. Like it's not impressive to me, bro. Like, I'm not moved.
What do y'all think about like the content creators type people
Like
participating in
Drewski
like
and them?
slam dunk contests? No. like
Like who?
like the people who can actually like dunk. So like the Cavaliers, they like right before the All-Star break, the Cavaliers had a halftime show where they had like two dudes dunking, doing like crazy dunks. And like the dunks was like pretty crazy, bro. Like I have to find the clip on Twitter and send it to y'all. But them boys was doing some crazy dunks. Like what do y'all think about those type of people like participating in NBA sanctioned events just to get for viewership purposes, let's say?
Honestly, for me, I'm not talking about like the casual viewer, but like it just doesn't work for me because if I want to see that, I'll just go on YouTube and watch it. I feel like some of the aura of like the slam dunk contest was like you're seeing some of your favorite players do spectacular things. Like I,
Facts.
I mean, I didn't watch this live, but like I remember watching on YouTube Dominique Wilkins and his the dunk contest. Like remember Michael Jordan, and even like early on in my life, man, like you remember watching Dwight Howard. Like Dwight Howard was one of the top centers in the league at that time, but he had on the cape and he was jumping over cars. Like that meant something because
Yep.
you were just following your favorite players. Some of these dudes, if I don't know them, like what's the difference between me just watching Dude Perfect or something on Instagram or Snapchat? So I don't know. I don't think that works for me, but I can't speak for the typical viewer or like casual people.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, bro. I mean, it's like whoop de doo. Like, yay. Like, but I see a random dude hit a 360 dunk. I'm not impressed. Like, I want to see LeBron do it. That's why I'm here. I'm here to see. I paid money to come to the All Star weekend to see LeBron do some LeBron stuff. And if LeBron's not doing LeBron stuff, what is the purpose of me coming here? I could just bought a regular NBA game ticket.
Yeah.
Like my whole thing is, Hunter, like what's the driving force? Like you talk about viewership, you talk about this and that. People are wanting to see this stuff because they want to see the best people in the world do this stuff. Like I want to see Steph Curry going up against whoever the other top 3-point shooter is, and like show me who really is. He really about this life tonight? Like, can you really get these threes, more threes than the other guy? Like that's what I want to see. I want to see like Bron in this All Star game. Yeah, you might play in some young dudes, but you gonna let these? You've been hooping the whole season. Now with a team of your OGs, with a team of what I'm saying, some of these old guys you got with you, CP3, some of your boys, like, can you still get after it at 40? You know what I'm saying in this game? And if you just want to save for regular season, I get it, but cancel this because nobody go. I don't want to watch it to watch random guys coming from the G League that we don't ever get to see because nobody's watching G League's games. Nobody's watching. I'm gonna say it again. Nobody's watching. And no disrespect to the people in the G League, trying to develop, but nobody's watching y'all. I'm gonna keep it a band. I'm gonna keep it a stat. Nobody's watching y'all. I'm sorry. We got to be honest. Like we gotta start keeping it a stat, bro. Like JV don't get no burn when the varsity's right up the street. Nobody cares.
Hey, you playing them boys games be on ESPN, man. You gotta catch them. Check them boys out.
Yeah, Hunter. You know better than this, bro. You know me. You know me, bro. Like we not respectfully. It's not the same, bro. It's not the same. So like if that's the case, if we're gonna have JV performances in the All Star game in the NFL and the NBA, respectfully cancel the games. That's my suggestion. Cancel the games, bro. If we're not gonna put our pride, if we're not gonna put our pride into our craft, if we're not gonna put pride in our work, we're not gonna put what I'm saying, pride in your last name. Like just send them boys a little All Star jerseys to the crib and cancel the game, bro. It's not
This
it's not
man
valid,
John said, "Are you even trying?"
bro. For real. For real, like if it don't mean that much to you, for real, go home. Like I'm serious. I'm so serious. Go home. And they're gonna keep these stuff around because somebody will keep watching it, and not just somebody. A lot of people, thousands of people, are gonna continue to watch this stuff because they're fans of the game, I guess. And I guess my opinion probably won't matter in the grand scheme of things because I'm just one person. But if y'all want to catch hold to this vision with me and force the best to be the best and put y'all money like we have these celebrity all star games and it's cool. I mean, I guess you got Drewski out here, you got Casanat out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's not the celebrity part that's whatever because that's always been an NBA thing. They've always had like a celebrity all star game, but like, what are we doing?
But I think that's another problem too. Like, I don't foresee like this wasn't a problem this year, but I can foresee this being a problem in the coming years. Like a lot of people there honestly know um, more about the content creators than some of these players in the league. Like even the rising stars, I bet you couldn't name like five of them. Like if you have to, like those who are following the college game and like overtime elite and whatnot, you probably know some of them. But I think as the league is progressing, less people are going to know some of these all stars, and like I think a lot of people are there for Casanat and there for Drewski, and I think that's kind of like a societal problem. But I think in
Yeah,
terms of the NBA, like they got to build the storylines, and you got to build up the players' brands just as their brand playing. They're building up the brands because like we got some good young dudes in the league, but it just doesn't. There's no storylines behind it, so people don't really know who these guys are. So.
yeah, that's facts, man. I ain't gonna beat a dead horse. I'm on team cancel the games on both the NFL and the NBA. I'm gonna leave it there, man. I um I just feel like nobody's taking pride in this stuff anymore. It just don't mean the same anymore. And if you want to rest, cool. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for people wanting to better their career in something that actually matters. I think LeBron sat out yesterday because he's like, this doesn't matter. Like, yeah, it's cool for me to be here, but in the grand scheme of things, I want to help my team win meaningful games. And I'm with you on that, LeBron. I respect that as you, LeBron James. Other players sat out because like I'm not risking a potential injury in this game when my season is on the line, and if next week, you know what I'm saying. So either move it to when it can actually matter, or cancel it. That's my suggestion to y'all, man. Um, until we get pride back in the game that we love, until these grown men can talk how they want to talk on the court or on the field, I don't know, man. The viewership is just gonna. I think it's gonna start to suffer some, and I think the NBA is starting to see that. I think that's why they're having to play catch up, in my personal opinion. And I think it translates earlier because it starts in college, and men's college sports, basketball more specifically, it's starting to lose viewership. The women's game, college wise, is gaining a lot more traction. It has a lot more viewership, and that's how I personally feel, and that's how I see it. The NFL is gaining more viewership because the football is it's just more entertaining. People have more. It's more storylines there. Like I don't know. So I think something got to change at some point because the once that viewership start getting affected, your money start getting affected, and that's when real change comes about. As we all know, change don't come until people's pockets are affected, and we've seen that throughout the history of our country. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that, fellas. I ain't got too much else to talk about tonight with y'all. I know we kind of beat that subject into the ground. If y'all want to change it or talk about anything else, y'all let me know. But that's all I got, man.
Hey, quick question. Quick question. Y'all
Yeah.
might not know the answer, or you might, but when somebody does decide to sit out or decide that they aren't going to play in the Pro Bowl, do they still get like credit for that? Like as being an All Star, as being like a Pro Bowler?
To my knowledge,
Yeah,
yes.
they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. To my knowledge, yes.
So
Which is why I'm saying, like,
what league do y'all think has the best All Star game?
y'all heard me for about an hour. I think they both suck equally.
No, I
Um,
was just saying in terms of like MLB, NHL, all that. Like,
oh, honestly, keeping a stack with you, I've only watched one MLB All Star Weekend, and I've never watched the NHL All Star Weekend. So I have no idea what they do in that particular sport of hockey. Um, but I like the home run derby. I thought that was pretty dope. Just 70 home runs somebody can hit. Because I mean, home run is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like be able to see how many you can hit when somebody throwing you like an actual ball that's meant to be a home run. I thought that was pretty dope when I did watch it. Um, I don't know. You talking about like when it actually meant something or like right now?
both, honestly. I mean, like, I think
When
when
it,
it, go ahead, go
yeah.
ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel when it actually meant something, bro. I love the NBA's All Star Weekend, bro. Like, I feel you couldn't beat it. You had the best of both worlds because you started off Friday with all the young guys, young pups coming up in the league. They want to see how they fared against, you know what I'm saying, show off in front of the vets and showing that they can still do some stuff. And then the second night you had the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, and I think it was one more contest they had like in that same night. And you saw the best players or the best guys, dunking or shooting threes or whatever the case may be, the skills challenge. You know what I'm saying? You saw those guys put us up to the test. And then on Sunday, you ended off with an All-Star game, right? And that meant something. Like you saw once again, you seen Kobe, you seen LeBron, you see these guys like locking in, you know what I'm saying, trying to get after it. And trying to show pride for their respective conference, or whatever the case was. So I thought that weekend, because it had so many pieces and elements to it, I thought that weekend had a lot into it for me personally. So I would say the NBA at that time.
Yeah, I think right now I would probably have to say MLB. Um, like John said, that home run derby is always exciting.
Yep.
Um, and then the All Star game, you get so many players. Like
Mm-hmm.
the pitchers aren't pitching the entire game. You get a new pitcher probably like every inning, every two
Yep.
innings. You get a new pitcher going through the lineup of the best baseball players in the game. Um, so I would probably have to say baseball just because the way that it is. I mean, they haven't really changed too much of anything with how it's been over the years as far as like the format of it. Like it's still a full baseball game that they're playing. Um, and I believe their All Star game impacts like the World Series. I want to say,
Yeah, not
I think,
anymore. Yeah,
huh?
not anymore.
Okay,
They changed
okay,
that like years ago.
mm, okay, yeah. But yeah, I
Yeah,
have to go baseball.
I agree with you on that, and that's what I think needs to come back. Like, I think that's what made the MLB All Star Game good because it's like not only did you get to see stars, but later in the innings, you had to really like have strategy because that could affect your whole Series. Um, yeah, and I don't know. I just feel like with the MLB, I don't think anything can ever take away from like the excitement with home run derby. Like even with like I think it was like 2 years ago, like you were seeing like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you were seeing like Julio Rodriguez with Seattle, and like you were able to learn more about even the stars that you didn't know through the home run derby. And
Mm,
that's what the slam dunk contest used to be. Like, I mean, you had your stars, but the world was introduced to Zach Levine the night he played against he dunked against Aaron Gordon. Like, and I feel that really put him on the map. Like, for me, like I've been following Zach Levine, but I feel like the world didn't know how much of a star he was until that night, which is why I
mm.
think he was able to benefit from some of the contracts that he got. Because people still respected him and people put more eyes on him. And I just don't think it has that same effect like John was saying. But I think that's one of the benefits of a great dunker and a great shooter. So but, yeah.
Yeah, brothers. That's all I got for y'all tonight, man.
But yeah, I
Mm,
agree, bro. I think also too, we gotta note this, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but like I feel like the way that society is shaped now, it's kind of hard to have that mano y mano kind of feel anymore because I can't imagine that Sean Taylor game, what niggas was saying on the field. And like everybody's trying to get mic'd up, everybody's trying to be on the field. When you have that amount of vitriol and testosterone in the field, you know somebody's bound to say something that Rogers probably scared niggas gonna get canceled and believe gonna get canceled. So it's just hard. I feel like a lot of times when we talking about having more of that intimate feel in these all-star games, they don't really want it, because if you do and people got pride, especially if you're doing like NBA one-on-one with like Ant versus Book, I can't imagine what Ant probably say in Book ear. It's like there's probably some hate that's going on, and the league's trying to get away from that, bro. So I don't know.
And you know they got microphones everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true, man. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you. What a world we live in. What a world we live in. Listen, um, I appreciate all the viewers, man, tapping in with us each and every week. In this Black History Month, more specifically, man, we appreciate y'all continuing to be present and following us as we continue to speak on sports. We appreciate the love, the shares, the comments, the views, man. I be seeing comments. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got some comments on our last video about Brock Purdy, and I had to respond back. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Like I said, please continue to comment, man. I want to hear it all. Your opinions matter. They're valid here on at the Winning Shot podcast. I want to hear them, and I'm sure that Collin and Zach also want to hear them as well. So please continue to share it, like, comment, subscribe. Um, Man, we love it. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we'll continue to put up the content that we can, man, to make sure that we stay relevant and stay up to date with y'all. Um, we got some good sports, man, upcoming. Like I said, we got tournament time upcoming for college, and so we're gonna be able to talk about that a lot. Now that the NBA is back, uh, finished this All Star, we can get back to some real basketball and see, playoff time is quickly approaching, so we'll be able to see who really wants it in the NBA. Like I said, we got off season for NFL. We got free agency starting next month, a couple weeks, man. I'll be able to talk about that. The draft is upcoming here in the next month. Got combine upcoming, so we'll have some content, man, some side content on the way for y'all on various platforms. Don't forget the Patreon. Hundo and Collin are writing some phenomenal articles, man, and
These are
really putting their,
bigs.
yeah, yeah, really putting their heart into this stuff, man. I love reading it myself because you can hear the passion. You can hear passion in Collin as he talks about his disdain for UNC basketball at this time. You can hear Hundo talking about the way that these sports are changing, man, and we got to continue to have these relevant conversations. Um, if you really want to read, like I said, the nitty gritty and feel see how they really feel, that's the place to do it. The Patreon is the place to do it. So please tap with that Patreon. I promise you're not gonna be disappointed. Um, we appreciate y'all once again for showing us love. We appreciate it, and we're gonna continue to be back in a couple days. Me and Hunter got to talk tomorrow about the unrivaled. So we'll see y'all soon. Peace.